5 highlights of Alexx Ekubo's funeral. Number 4 and 5 will shock you. I can bet you were not thinking about it. Did you guys see the coordination? That's the first thing on my list. Before, during, and even after the funeral. The coordination at that event was top notch. Everything was just in order. Everything was aligning, the coordination, the program of events, and everything that went on up to when they lowered the casket 6 feet below. Everything was just going in order. Wow, Alexx, you were buried like a king. Ekubo, Vintage, that's his name, right? Mike, his family, and everybody who coordinated that event. I give it up to you. You guys did a good and fantastic job. The second on my list is Alexx's humility translated into his funeral. Do you see a funeral where top-notch celebrities, high-class people, high personality people attended, and everybody was normal? Everybody was like every other person. I've never seen a thing like that. Yeah, they all had, okay, this group of people will sit here, this group of people will sit here. But did you see how everybody was like every other person? There was nothing like, see, the relationship, the cordial relationship, celebrities in the midst of normal people, the midst of everybody, the community people, the celebrities were everywhere, mixing up with people. And it was just a thing to commend about. Some of us may not know him on a personal level, but from all the testimonies gathered about him from the people who were family and very close friends, he was a very humble person. And the third on my list is his wife's calmness. You see, people grieve in different ways, but this woman, she's a discovery. You see the way she was so calm, so calculative, so coordinated. She was not just shouting everywhere. She was not just she was grieving, but she was as calm as a dove. Just observing, and each time I look at her picture, I reflect deeply. Yeah, I do. Because I would just be imagining what was going through her mind at that particular time. I would just imagine, and that would make me go into sober reflection, and I would reflect about a lot of things. She was so calm. Even at the burial, she showed emotions, but she was still putting it together. She was still putting it together. And this is not saying that wives or people who mourn and cry and shout, that's their own way of, grieving or mourning for their loved ones. But I am just so particular about, and I think another consolation is for her. That's my personal opinion. Another consolation for her is, when your loved one has been hospitalized and you care for them, you try everything humanly possible to keep them. When they go, that at the time you were there for them before they pass, it gives you some sort of consolation when they pass. So I think in her case, that was actually what it was. Maybe that's my own opinion. I'm just thinking aloud. She's a strong lady. Yeah, I will give it to her. She's a strong lady. She was able to put it together. Grief can be very hard. Yeah, grief can be very, very hard. I pray that God gives her the consolation, the grace, the wisdom to mourn her husband, to grieve and carry on with life. It's not easy, but I must give it to her for the calmness, for putting it together. Yeah. Number 4 highlight this. Did you guys see how Ekubo, Vintage, Mike protected their friend's corpse? all know what happened during Junior Pope's funeral, that his corpse were flying everywhere on the internet space. In this case, Alexx was left to the general public with the memory that we see now on social media, which is his life, his beautiful life. There is no corpse of him found anywhere. There is no photo of him anywhere found, at the critical point before he gave up the ghost. You can find it anywhere. I've not seen it. If you've seen it, maybe you share it. I've not seen it. That is also commendable. For the hospital to keep it top-notch secret, for the family, his close friends who were there all through this period until he passed, were able to keep this even after he has passed. Look at the way they protected it. They made sure nobody took any picture or made a video of his corpse. That was commendable, because I'm sure a lot of people were eager to do videos, take pictures of his corpse, and they couldn't get the opportunity. That was commendable. I commend you guys for that. You did a good job. The only memory of Alexx that we have is his beautiful life, his smiles all over social media. And that, I commend you for it. And the final one on my list, I'm sure you were not thinking about this one. Alexx Ekubo was buried by a female pastor. Can you guys beat that? In my entire existence, I have never seen a female pastor burying someone, not even in the movies. Like, I am not kidding. I have never seen. This is my first experience of seeing a female pastor bury someone. Alexx was indeed a special guy. Everything about his funeral was just a signature on the wall. Wow. When I saw it, I was like, okay, that's my first time of saying this one. And she did very well. I must commend you. Pastor Jerry, you did very well. The female folks are so proud of you. Alexx, for the records, was buried by a female pastor. Wow. Now we're left with only the beautiful, lovely memories he left behind. And this should be a deep reflection about us, those of us who are still living. How are you living your life? When you exit this earth, what will people remember you for? Alexx lived a very, very humble, kind, passionate life towards humanity. People who were close to him, people who are his family, gave all these testimonies. And it's really something that we should note it. And that is the purpose of this video. His funeral was explicitly carried out in grand style and is commendable. And I commend you, his friends, especially Ekubo, Vintage, Mike Godson, his wife, and all the family members. I give you your flowers. What can we say? May his soul, his gentle, beautiful soul, continue to rest in peace. If you have any other opinion, what do you think I missed out about his funeral that we should note, you can put it in the comment section. And don't forget to share. I'll see you in my next one.